All right, Shalom. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles at GMS Great Millstone. Peace, love, blessings, salutations unto all those of you hopeful, faithful, potential members of the elect out there, doing the best to make the calling of your election sure, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, chapter 3, and verse 6. It says, "Now we command you, brethren, in the name of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, that ye withdraw yourselves from every brother that walketh disorderly, and not after the tradition which he received of us," right? Not after the tradition that he received, man, because, hey, the Heavenly Father has set up, a foundation out here known as GMS Great Millstone. There's also different foundations set up, man. You got all these different Israelite groups out there, right? But something that you'll find with Great Millstone is, not only is just the truth of the Bible push, man, all right, but as well as accountability. You see, if you're going to be among the ranks of GMS, or if you're going to be, listening and following the truth, right? Then, hey, man, you got to be about it, man. That's why the decree of a video a day has been put out, things of that nature. And it's not so much about the quota, but to what? Keep you in the spirit, man. Keep you flowing. Keep you from being stagnant. All right? So, yeah. So there's some disorderly conduct going on out there, man. All right? Some of these different groups, they don't have that accountability, man. We're doing all sorts of wild. So it's basically like a worldly version of an Israelite, man. Because I'm saying all this, I want to grab another precept, which I believe is 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter, I believe it's chapter, I want to say 13 or 8. I think it's chapter 6, man. All right, man. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. And let's see, verse. Jump back to verse 6. It says, "I have planted, Apollos has watered, but God gave the increase." So showing you what in this verse, right? You had a couple of different individuals, man. You had Apollos and you had Paul. There were followers of Apollos, there were followers of Paul, and right, these men were, pushing the truth, and then so people began to listen, people began to learn, and so a foundation was being set, man. Going on, verse 7, it says, "So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but God that giveth the increase." But ultimately, man, this is the Most High's orchestrating, man. Verse 8, it says, "Now he that planteth and he that watereth are one," right? If you're on the same doctrine, right, you're pushing the same thing, right, then you're as one. It says, "And every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor," right? But don't get it twisted, man. You ain't gonna get the group ticket. You ain't gonna get the participation award, man. You're gonna receive your own labor, or your own reward for your own labor, man. All right, which is what that 2 Thessalonians is getting into, man. If a man don't work, he ain't gonna eat. You see, so this tradition was being set, so to speak, man. This when the foundation was pushed, and really just circling around and viewing these different groups, this should give you an idea of exactly who's holding on to the proper tradition today, man. Who's pushing the truth the way that they're supposed to, who's laboring the way they are supposed to, man. All right, but at the end of the day, again, hey, this thing is between you and the Most High, man. So you better watch wisely where you step, who you take heed to, man. It says, verse 9, for we are laborers together with God. Ye are God's husbandry, ye are God's building, according to the grace of God, which are given unto me. As a wise master builder, I have laid the foundations, right? Speaking of the foundations. Salakia, man. Oops. I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon, right? So, hey, everybody's building, man. And you know, we'll even give those who aren't on the same page, those who might have some weird stuff that they're teaching in their doctrine that isn't biblical. Hey, they're still building in a way, man. And even those who are of the truth over their building, guess what's going to happen to this building that you're constructing, man? Verse 11, and that's why I said take heed how he buildeth thereupon, because verse 11 says, for other foundation can no man lay than that which is laid, which is Yahawashi Mashiach. So, hey, if you're going to be building upon the one temple, right, the true temple, the true tabernacle, then that foundation is ultimately Yahawashi, man. That's where your foundation must begin, you see? And that's why Paul said what? He laid the foundation, because he had the task of preaching to the Israelites who are scattered abroad, man. All right? And so that was, hey, Yahawashi his blood was spilt so Israel could be forgiven, and Paul delivered that message through the spirit of power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Verse 12, it says, now, if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made known, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work what sort it is. So there you go, man. Hey, that fire is coming to your ass, man. That fire is coming. Hey, we ain't just getting around just to get along and kick it. Man, hey, we got a job to do, man. We're getting together to work, right? Because we know that hey, a fire is coming, man. We basically building a spiritual ark. And just like in ancient times, a flood was coming. Well, now it's going to be fire, man. And that fire is going to blow upon this house, man. And you better hope that it can withstand it, man. You see? So we've been called to work. You got these different groups out there, but nonetheless, man, don't get it twisted. Hey, we all gonna be examined, man. We all gonna have the fire blown upon us, man. Especially coming into Jacob's trouble. You see, these little shit that we go through now, this is building you up to get through Jacob's trouble, man. It's like a video game, right? You getting attacked. You overcoming. You gaining attributes. You gaining faith, and ultimately preparing for the day of that fire, man. So going back. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 7, it says, for yourselves know how ye ought to follow us, for we have behaved ourselves disorderly among you, neither did we eat any man's bread for naught. So right, the elders and the apostles have set examples on how you must conduct yourself, man. They weren't out here eating man's bread for naught, meaning what? Basking in their labors. They went out there and they made their own labors, man. Still to this day, the elders and the apostles in modern times, right, are out there what, man? Going to the highways and the hedges, man. It says, and travail night and day. Hey, there's a lot of stories things that them brothers did, man. Them elders and the apostles, and the bishops, the things that have done. Powerful testimonies, man. Making our bodies a living sacrifice, man. Our reasonable service, right? Going on, it says, verse 9, not because we have not power, but to make ourselves an example unto you to follow us. Hey, that's why they're doing it, man. To be an example. Not because they don't have power, not because they, right? Not because they they aren't in some, some place where, they are regarded. But hey, they humble themselves down. Hey, because the pride brings their fall, man. All right, so they humble themselves down, and they're out there still grinding away, man. They ain't riding in on no high horse. Yahawashi riding on a donkey, but I'm riding in on a high horse. They ain't doing that, man. You see, it's all about the ministry, man. Verse 10, it says, for even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any man would not work, neither should he eat. So setting an example, man. If you don't work, you don't eat, right? And it's a fitting example, man, because we all have to work in the flesh, or at least, if you want to eat, you have to work in the flesh, man. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 8, and it reads, for he that soweth to the flesh shall reap to the flesh, for he that soweth to the flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, right? So you're going to reap a corruptible reward by the labor that you put in of the flesh, man, right? The fruits of your labor, the outcome of your hard work. Hey, if it's some fleshly work, in other words, right, to break it down further, if you go to work, you're 9 to 5 or whatever the case may be, hey, you're going to reap a corruptible reward. Not meaning it's wicked, right? But it is that tangible reward, man. It is not going with you, right? We're stacking up some riches where moth and rust doeth not corrupt, right? Which is why when you go on, it says, but he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting. Hey, so we're stacking up our riches elsewhere, man. All right? It's a fitting example. How we got to work in the flesh to how we got to work in the spirit, man. Because both have a reward. Verse 11, it says, for we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies. Hey, there you go, man. You better be working, man. What do Yahushua say? He said, if you love me, feed my sheep, right? This is the book of John, chapter 21, and verse 15. It says, so when they had denied, Yahushua saith to Simon, Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? And he saith unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. And he saith, feed my lambs. He saith unto him the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? And he saith unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, feed my sheep. He saith unto him a third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he had said it unto him a third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua said unto him, feed my sheep. You got to feed the sheep, man. We've got a job to do. All right. And hey, the laborers are few. Matthew chapter 9 and verse 37. Then saith he unto the disciples, the harvest is truly plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore that the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into the harvest. And he is, man. Hey, Israelites waking up all throughout the world and actually putting in work, man. Doing what you're supposed to be doing. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 62. Verse 6, and it reads, in verse 6, and it reads, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day or night. Right, in season and out of season, man. Never hold their peace day or night. Never hold their peace day or night, man. It says, ye that make mention of the Lord keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and close it up. Lord willing, it's edifying. Hey, we got to work, man. We got to follow the traditions and ultimately the commandments, because they're not only traditions, man. We just read where they've been commanded. And hey, if you love the Lord, man, you're going to be doing this. And ultimately, if you're a watchman, you're going to be watching. If a watchman falls asleep, bro, they gonna put his ass in prison, man. You just put your brethren to death, man. Remember the hunchback on 300? That little devil couldn't lift up his shield, so he couldn't be involved, man. Give a damn about how good your spear is. If you can't lift up the shield, you are a danger to your brethren around you, man. So pick up that goddamn shield, man. And do what you gotta do. Gird up your loins like a man. put all this fucking time into the world, and you can't put in time for Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Lord willing, this edifying. Call Allah Yahweh Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles at GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere peace, love, blessing, salutation unto all those of you hopeful, faithful, potential members of the elect out there doing the best to make the calling of their election sure, man. Until next time, this is Brother Gar. Shalom.